Well, today we're actually very fortunate to have Viktor Andonov. He's the Chief Technology Officer from Recyclebank. Hey, Viktor, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
So, Viktor, as you know, we have been doing this series around software development life cycles and all of the different trends that we're seeing out there. But before I actually get into that, I think what would be helpful is if you could talk a little bit about what you are doing at Recyclebank, and more specifically, can you talk a little bit about the business of Recyclebank?
Recyclebank, it's a loyalty program for eco-friendly initiatives. Technically, we're clearinghouse for giant amounts of data, which comes from our partners. We process that data and reward the individuals and corporations who are fighting for an earth where nothing is wasted.
Oh, okay, so really kind of playing upon the whole Going Green initiative, and you are incentivizing individuals through your programs and your technology to assist that process. Is that a fair assessment?
Yes, that's correct. And our platform technically consists of large e-commerce catalog, which holds thousands of rewards from hundreds of partners we have,
Wow.
local and across the country. Another part of the platform, it's a points bank where every member can check their balances. And the third part of the platform technically is the fulfillment part, which distributes the ordered rewards.
Wow, that is a lot of moving parts. So, I would imagine that with a lot of the technologies that are out there, and given the different modalities in which you're interacting with not only your partners, but also with the end clients, you're probably leveraging all the web technologies, all the smartphone technologies, and all the traditional technologies, not to mention all the backend systems that go along with that. So I would believe that that's got to be a bit of an integration challenge, but I'm certain that you have found a very elegant way to kind of do that. Is that something that that you can elaborate on a bit?
Yes, we utilize all of the above mentioned technologies. We have mobile applications for Android and iPhone, which are just another distribution channel for services we provide on the website. Technology-wise, it's a distributed architecture, and some of the components are written in PHP, Ruby on Rails, with Linux shop.
Wow.
The database is MySQL.
Wow. Okay. So a lot of the traditional technologies, as well as a lot of the new technologies, as well as things that are positioning you for the future and how people are accessing information. So, with that, what is or what can you tell me about your software development lifecycle? What does that entail?
So the software development methodologies are something very personal to a company. I'll make an analogy with the weight loss diets. First, not all of them work,
Right.
and if something works for somebody else, not necessarily works for you.
Right.
We started when I came on board as a waterfall development shop, and very quickly moved to the agile process. The benefits of the agile process are mostly in providing high compatibility with the fast-changing reality, especially in our business. Before, we were hurt by the long process of pre-planning, and technically every plan or every estimate, it's a speculation about the future. And as human beings, we're not that good on that.
Mm-hmm.
Historically, we're very fast into adapting the new realities. So from the high level, this not just the software development methodology, but this new way of thinking, because you have to engage not just the software development group, but also all the different parts of the business, help us to rebuild our platform extremely fast and well to be much more compatible to the realities we had in that specific moment.
Yeah, you know, I actually find that intriguing because you know, a lot of the work that we do and companies that we talk to regarding overall commercialization activities, one of the challenges that many of those organizations face, especially those related to technology, is that traditionally, as you mentioned in the waterfall approach, you had a long development cycle that you had the luxury to spend a lot of time gathering requirements and then going through a laborious process of actually developing the application, knowing that you'd have a long shelf life for that product. But as you say, you know, given the different stakeholders from the business units, as well as the end consumer, as well as all your partners, those timelines have been compressed, meaning new solutions need to be delivered to that audience in a much more rapid pace, and those dynamics change on a very regular and a frequent basis. So it's very interesting to hear your thought process from the waterfall and shifting more to this agile approach. So with that, you know, there's this growing trend around distributed agile software development. Can you share your thoughts on this growing trend?
So historically, agile was highly recommended to be practiced on small group on one location. But the only reason for that is that in the waterfall process, people communicate through documents. We all know this gated strategy that the document have to be signed up and locked, and from that moment, practically the document is dead. In the Agile, the most powerful idea is intelligent individuals are communicating with each other. So it's not about location, it's about communication and way to understand each other. So our luck in distributed agile implementation was that we found a partner with very bright individuals who easily discuss, argue, recommend. So a live process of mutual improvement. And in this case, a couple of thousand miles is not the biggest problem because we meet each other quite often. We're personal friends. So the bond between the two teams, even with remotely communicating, was very well built.
Huh, interesting. So, you know, we hear all the buzzwords or the, you know, the marketing spin on things, best of breed technology. We're a leader in this. But one thing that you actually talked a little bit about is that the strength lies in access to the individuals and the talents. So it's really best of breed in terms of talent pool, and having access to that talent pool to be able to accomplish the objectives of your development, software development lifecycle, as well as delivering that end product so that the business can operate and continue to shift with the changing dynamics. So is it fair to say that you're utilizing a globally or global distributed agile development process, given that you mentioned that you've got folks kind of all over the globe, but they are very talented and a skilled group of individuals? Is that a fair characterization?
Yes, that's correct. Already 2+ years we're working with CVSI applying exactly that model. Actually, it's interesting that we didn't have that much time to speed up that process in the beginning because we had a giant amount of knowledge to transfer. So personally, I went to Costco and bought a high-definition camera. Every day, we were recording sessions about our business, and in the evening, our partners from CVSI were transferring that to Ukraine. They were watching these movies. I'm sure they're still available somewhere in the office. And then we had Skype sessions to discuss eventual questions they had. Because historically, you can make a software developer much more productive if they know what's the business sense of what they're building. Actually, quite surprisingly, we got pretty good ideas, which we didn't talk about it. We didn't think about it during these discussions.
Interesting. So Can you talk about maybe some specific ways in which CoreValue is assisting you with this global agile process?
Um, First, they assist us with selecting a bright set of good engineers, and they were very responsive when we had to scale that team up. Literally in 6 months, I believe the size of the team quadrupled.
Wow.
So they built a fantastic facility, better than a lot of New York offices, with all the latest communication lines and equipment. And then every time we needed mentoring the team from point of view of cultural differences and different style of communication, they responded to our needs. So from that point of view, I found a really good partner I can trust. It's true that quite often I fly to their facility, but even if I don't have a chance to do that, I know that I have dedicated resources who watch our project and deliver what's necessary on time.
Oh, that's great. So you definitely are gaining a great deal of leverage by finding a partner that is allowing you to rapidly complete a lot of these specific software initiatives as well as integration activities that you've got going on. You know, you talked about scalability and so forth. Are there any specific improvements or efficiencies that you are able to leverage by utilizing CoreValue, and aside from just scale and obviously access to talent? Were there improvements in your global agile process based upon things that you guys have adopted and internalized within Recyclebank? Because you know, as you mentioned, it's really akin to being a part of the process of the organization. So it's more of the character of the organization, and so those efficiencies and improvements by leveraging a global team and a partner. I'm just curious if there's anything that you can share regarding how CoreValue is assisted in that process as well.
Traditionally, the answer is there is always room for improvement,
Right.
but but also there is a saying that if it's not broken, don't fix it. So we, in these 2.5 years, we release around 60 times piece of software between the feature releases and the service releases. So far, the way the communication is established functions very well. Once in a while, there are interesting cultural differences. For example, here we say we work hard, and a lot of these guys say we're hardly working. So I spend time explaining that these two things are not the same. That's the funny part. But we did not have kind of giant misunderstandings. There's always a way to improve from point of view of learning new technologies.
Right.
So far, we don't have any need of additional resources in different technologies than the one we're using. However, every day something new comes up, and we may have that need soon. So I heard that they're expanding their palette with new competencies. And that's something which I highly regard.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Yeah, it's a great asset to have at your disposal, and also having the ability to actually have an organization that you can lean upon as a partner if you need, as you need to kind of move and pivot on a dime. So I think that's very critical in terms of, you know, no pun intended, but having an agile process, but also having an agile team to help support the changing dynamics within your organization to meet those requirements. You know, I think one thing that would be very helpful is, could you share with other organizations that are in need of any difficult kind of timelines, or are looking for highly technical resources? Are there things that you could share with them based on the experiences that you've had and the activities that you're currently engaged with as they look to move toward an agile process, but a distributed and also a global agile process, leveraging an external team? Is there anything you could share with the team, with other individuals watching this?
Well, as I mentioned, every company is different, and they have to rethink how they approach that, because you want to evangelize for Agile the entire company, so they have understanding how that works. So that first recommendation, and it's really important because they have to understand that the entire management team and all the other departments are in the same boat. Then establishing a clear communication line, friendship and partnership, it's important too. So even distributed teams, they have to know each other. So in the beginning, mutual visits, engineers coming to United States and American colleagues going there, it's highly recommended. So after that, you can, when you establish that bond, you can communicate remotely. Also, that helps to boost the knowledge transfer process, because in the beginning there are a lot of uncertainties about understanding about technology, business, future goals. So when the two teams sit together and discuss all of that, it's clear. And from that moment on, that model can function practically indefinitely with not that frequent visits, just to maintain the friendship.
Oh, that's great. Well, you know, what I have to say, you know, congratulations and kudos to your team and your organization. You're clearly a dynamic organization moving kind of in that next evolution in terms of how business is going to be conducted. But also, you know, I give you a lot of props to regarding how you've designed the team and your process to support these moving parts within the organization. So I really want to commend you for that. And with that, you know, I just want to thank you for your time today and sharing your experiences regarding the distributed global agile process.
Thank you for the kudos. I want to add that because of our partners, they help us to become clean tech company #1 in the world, according to Wall Street Journal for 2011.
Wow.
And the best technology company #37, according to Fast Magazine for this year. Just for the record, #37 last year was Microsoft.
Oh my word! Wow. So it sounds like you and CoreValue have formed a very unique relationship, and it is clearly benefiting your organization regarding those accolades. So again, congratulations to you, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.